G'day guys, in this simple tutorial I'm going to show you how to change the flash exposure compensation on your Canon Speedlite 600EX-RT. In addition to using fully automatic flash shooting, you can easily set the exposure compensation for your flash. The exposure compensation can be set up to 3 stops more or less than the normal flash setting. This can be very useful when using bounce flash and also fill flash when trying to illuminate shadows, for example in direct sunlight. And this is how to do it. First of all, turn your flash on and press the plus minus button here, second from the left. The LCD panel will illuminate, highlighting the exposure compensation menu. The flash plus minus icon is also highlighted on the LCD panel. Set the flash exposure compensation amount by scrolling the select dial on the rear of the flash. Press the select button in the middle of the dial to set the amount of additional or reduced light output. You will notice that 0.3 on the LCD panel represents 1/3 of a stop and 0.7 represents 2/3 of a stop. If your camera's exposure compensation is set to half stop increments, the flash exposure compensation on the Speedlight will also be in half stop increments. Let's look at some examples. So here we have a photo taken on a Canon 60D in a dark room using bounce flash off a white ceiling. As you can see, not quite enough flashlight was produced to illuminate the subjects properly. The camera settings were ISO 1600 f4 at 1/60th of a second. Let's see what happened when we stopped it down a little. At -3 stops, very dark. At -2 stops, still too dim. At -1 stop, again too dim, having a murky effect. Once again what the photo looked like with no flash exposure compensation, perhaps slightly too dull in the shadows. Here at +1 of a stop, probably about right, risking some overexposure. Whereas at +2 stops, obviously overexposed. And at +3 stops, details of the subjects are lost due to too much light, which can easily happen using this Canon's most powerful flash. I hope this has been a useful tutorial on how to change the flash exposure compensation on your Canon Speedlite 600EX-RT.